Hello everyone, I'm back today and we're gonna make some donuts. So I have this stamp set from Brutus Monroe. It's called Sprinkled with Love. I also have the coordinating dies. And the first thing we're gonna do for our layout, this is make donuts. There's our photo, and now you know why we're making donuts, for the Paw Your Way into Our Heart Hop. So this is Bristol Smooth cardstock. This cardstock has one job in my scrapbook room, and that one job is to stamp things on when I want to color with my zigs. I also have my absolute favorite black ink, which is Brutus Monroe Raven Detail ink. Speaking of which, guess what? So for those of you who shop at a Cherry on Top, Cherry on Top has started carrying Brutus Monroe products. They don't have the stamps, but they do have my favorite black ink. They also have the Not Your Mama's cardstock. They also have that Pearl Shimmer Mist that I adore. And I know Brutus Monroe has the donuts in stock, so I will link everything up in the description box in case you need donuts in your life too. When Brutus Monroe released the stamp set, I fell in love with it. I do have a rule about stamps in my scrapbook room. I have to think that I can use them both for scrapbooking and for card making. And it just so happens that I had not one, not two, but 3 upcoming scrapbook layouts that needed donuts on them. And the sentiments are perfect for cards or scrapbook layouts. And so this was a no-brainer for me, and I love it. So this stamp set has the donuts, the simple shapes. Then there is a layering piece that you color separately and you put on top of the donuts for icing. It also has sprinkles and heart sprinkles and you name it, you can make a donut that looks like just about anything you want. It is the coolest stamp set. I absolutely love it. And now that I have made donuts over and over and over again, they're so cute. Wait till you see how many donuts we make. I think I went a little donut crazy, but I couldn't help it. So those colors that I showed you from that Honeybee 6x8 paper pad, those are the colors we're going to use to color our donuts and the colors we're going to use on our finished scrapbook layout. I am coloring using my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers on the Bristol Smooth cardstock. I think I have finally gotten and found marker love for coloring. And I super love these Zig Clean Color markers. I have quite a few of them now, and I've been buying them more. I will eventually be like a Pokemon because I gotta catch them all. But they're so nice. I absolutely love them. For those that maybe have been around for a while, you know that I struggled a little bit. I like alcohol markers, but I was having a hard time with them. I've always been someone who likes the look of watercolor and no-line watercolor and that kind of stuff. So I was super duper excited when I started using these, and they were so fabulous. The trick is the Bristol Smooth cardstock. And here are all our donuts. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, they're so cute. And now we die cut them. Okay, once I had all of these donuts cut and colored, I did end up, as you can see here, trimming off the white from some of the donuts. The die set that comes with this stamp set does not have everything. It doesn't have a die for everything. It has a die for most of the things. It doesn't have a die for everything though, and the dies do cut this thick white border, and some of them it wasn't bothering me, but some of them it was kind of bothering me. So now that I have all the donuts kind of cut out, die cut, I'm going to ink them up using Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink, and then we're going to add details. So I'm going to put the icing on all of the different donuts that I cut icing for. And then I'm going to use coordinating Nouveau drops that match the colors that I colored the frosting in. And I'm going to add color and sparkle and some dimension to all of these donuts. I'm also going to add some glossy accents to like the little sprinkles and stuff, and they turn out so cute. But we're not done making donuts yet. So I have icing on the cake ink from Catherine Pooler, and I have those 2 paper pads. I use some of that coffee break paper pad just to die cut and stamp some of the donuts. And then I use that pinstripes and polka dots honeybee 6x8 paper pad for the frostings and all the colors. And that paper pad, you're going to see it a couple more times because it is the primary pattern paper that I use for my scrapbook layout. So yep, more donuts. But these donuts I am stamping onto pattern paper using the icing on the cake ink. I am stamping these donuts and the frosting on pattern paper. Then I'm going to die cut them and put them together and add all the little details. Again, like all the frosting and stuff, they turn out so cute. And here they are, all the donuts. Oh my goodness, they're adorable. I had so much fun making these donuts. You guys just don't even know. They were super fun to bake. So my background is primarily going to be a white cardstock, but then I have a 12x12 sheet of pattern paper from P13. This is from their autumn line from last year, but it is the perfect like lavender color for my layout, and I'm going to use it just as a background so you can see it here. It's just this pretty plaid, and it's that beautiful light lavender color that matches the lavender that's in the Honeybee Stamps 6x8 paper pad. And so I'm just going to show you here kind of the idea, what our background paper is going to look like. I am going to ink up the edges of the white cardstock using Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink, and then I'm going to move that plaid paper off to the side, and it's not going to come back in until the end. We're basically going to work on this as like, I think it's 11 by 11. Yeah. So I'm starting with all these patterns, and I am cutting 2 1-inch strips from each color. So 2 of the purple, 2 of that caramel color. That's what I call it because I feel like that color just looks like caramel. And the donuts that I used it on, they look like caramel. So I am going to do 2 of that caramel color, 2 of the purple, and 2 of that raspberry pink. So the 3 patterns that I am using, they are from a 6x8 paper pad, which means I don't have 12-inch strips, but the pinstripes and polka dots patterns in the Honeybee paper pads are continuous, which means I've cut 2 1-inch strips and they will line up, like the pattern will line up perfectly. So what I'm doing is I'm just inking up the edges of the paper, but not at the join, and then it is pretty seamless. If you look really carefully, you can see where the papers match up, but it's really hard to tell. So that makes me super happy because I love Honeybee Stamps pattern papers, but they only come in 6x8. And then I can just trim off the edges and ink those up, and then we are ready to get started on our photo. I'm going to give this photo a pretty even matte with all 3 of those same pattern paper colors. So let's talk about this photo. This is a photo of Andre, who is our Pitbull Lab mix. Andre is a funny dog because he loves pastry. I don't know. He's a stray. Well, I don't know that he's a stray, but he was from the Humane Society. We adopted him. And he loves pastry. He would take, a donut over a steak any day. He's such a funny dog. I've never had a dog with a sweet tooth, but he has a sweet tooth. and I had purchased these little donuts. They're dog treats, so they're doggy donuts. And he loved them. He knows he's not allowed to be on the table though. So I have this photo. I had put the donut right. I kind of set him up. I admit it. I put the donut on our dining room table and then snapped this photo of him with his little face just peeking out above the dining room table, looking at the donut. He knows the donut's his. He knows that that donut is for him. But he also knows that he is not allowed he's not allowed to get up on that table and get the donut. Yes, I gave him the donut when we were all finished. After I got the photo, because I really wanted that photo. Him and pastry is like, it is a running joke in our family how funny he is and how much he loves the pastries. So that is the story behind the photo. It's really not a super amazing story or anything. It's just Andre. This is a common, like, Andre and pastry. I am just marking here where my photo is because now we're going to do, you guessed it, more stamping. So the stamp set from British Monroe comes with a couple really cute sentiments. One of them is num num num. One is sweet, and the third one says I like you a whole lot. Whole spelled H-O-L-E. And I wanted to use all of those more as just a background little piece on my layout. So I'm going to stamp the sweet, the I like you a whole lot, and the num 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 across the bottom right above those strips of paper. I am using whipped honey, lilac, and pink champagne inks from Catherine Pooler, and they were the perfect match to the donuts and the honeybee stamps, pattern paper, and everything. And then across the top of the paper, I am going to stamp the num 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 stamp over and over and over again. So I stamped it 5 times in the lilac, then 5 times in the whipped honey, and then 5 times in the pink champagne. And that's going to be our title, num num num. I am going to pop my photo up using some foam tape. And now it's donut time. So it's time to make the donuts. I am going to line these donuts up all across the bottom of the page. So if you were wondering why there was that little bit of a gap between the bottom of the page and when the 3 colors started, that's why. I am going to pop up some donuts along the way. I'm going to overlap them, but not too much. And the donuts are going to be like the embellishment. We didn't really need anything else, right? We have stamped them. We're popping some up for dimension. They all have different colors. They're so pretty. Plus, you know what? I worked really, really hard on these donuts, so I didn't want them to have to compete with anything. I wanted you to be able to look at the photo and see the picture and then the donuts. This layout, you guys, is just pure fun. I'm putting some of the donuts just a little bit off the edge of the page, not too much, just a bit. And then once I have the bottom portion nice and filled in with donuts, I'm going to tuck them in and around different areas of my layout. So I'm going to put one beside, you see me here, to the left of my photo, I'm going to put 3 little donuts. And then up in the bottom right corner, I'm going to put some donuts. And then I'm going to put the last 2 donuts up at the top. I used every one of the donuts I made. Have I said donuts enough time during this video? I don't think so. So yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to add these last 2, but you know what? They found a home right there. Perfect. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put all these donuts on my layout. I have 2 more donut stories to tell, and you best believe we are going to make more donuts. Have a wonderful day, everyone. This is part of the Paul Your Way Into Our Heart Hop, which I will leave all the video links I have in the description box below. My video is going up later than usual, but I'll see if I can grab the lineup. And I will also leave a description box, or I will leave links in the description box to any available products I used, in case you need donuts too. But look how beautiful this layout pops once you add that background paper. Like, I love it. I am so happy with how this layout turned out. This was the perfect layout for me to end my crafty week, because I don't have any more videos on my channel again until Monday. And I will see you again then. Monday is Cut File Chaos Day. Bye, everyone.